Hello. Would you like to know how to turbocharge your sales engine in 2024? If the answer to that question is yes, please watch this video. So, I want you to think about something that happens every single year to all of us that drive. We get the dreaded MOT reminder. Yes, we get that email and it says, just a reminder, your car needs to go through the MOT. And we're all like, oh God, well, I am anyway. And you're like, right, the car's got to go through the MOT. What's going to be wrong with it now? But by going through the MOT, it does make the car safe for us, and it makes sure that everything's still operating in the right way, and the engine is, still all good and everything. So stay with me because this is an analogy. So my analogy here is that your lead generation strategy should be exactly the same as your car MOT. It should be something that you review at least every quarter. If you've not done it every quarter, at least going into January of 2024, give it a review and see, what needs to change. So I was thinking about this and I was likening the fact that lead generation strategy is like a car MOT and how you should check things. And I thought, well, what content could I give people that follow me that's going to help them? And I thought, I know what I can give them. I can give them my 10-point MOT checklist for your lead generation engine. So let me talk through these things with you. So these are the top 10 things. If I was running an outbound lead generation function or a lead generation function of any type, and I was a CEO or a managing director, these are the things that I would be looking at and I would be checking. And one thing that I will say, even if you've got somebody that's a business development director, sales and marketing director or whatever, as a CEO or managing director, you should still sit down with the person in charge of that function and review these things. And I guarantee if you do that, there will be room for improvement. So let me go through the list with you. Number one, your strategy roadmap. So is your lead generation strategy clearly defined and aligned with your business objectives? So what I mean by that is, let's use an example. So who do you typically sell to that gets the best result? And is your lead generation strategy targeting those people? Because quite often in my experience, when I look at a lead generation strategy and I kind of pick through the layers, there's actually activity going on to types of businesses that aren't right. So that's the first one. The second one, your outreach channels. Which channels are you utilizing for lead generation and how effective are they and how are they integrated? So a big thing for 2024 is that email, LinkedIn, and calling should be being used as a cadence to get the results. If you're just using one of those on its own, then you're really missing a trick, because if you combine all three of those, genuinely your contact rate will go through the roof. And in my experience, it can increase your contact rate by 5 times. 5 times the contact rate means 5 times the lead. So what channels are you using? Number three, and this is a big one, performance metrics. So what are the key results and metrics for your current strategy? So are they meeting the benchmark? So what I mean by this are, what are the results from your lead generation engine? What results is your lead generation giving you at the moment? So if you break that down over the year of 2023 monthly, what has that given you? Um, you know, how many calls have been made? How many emails have been sent? How many interactions have been had on LinkedIn? And how many sales have come off the back of that? And what are the benchmarks? And are you meeting those? That's a real big one. And quick tip for you, performance metrics, the best one to use, the most easiest one if you're not sure, take your the volume of revenue you're looking to get from your lead generation function. So that would be, say you were looking to get, I don't know, let's just say £5,000. Divide that by your average order value. And then whatever your average order value is, divide that by your conversion rate. So what you then get is, these are the number of sales that we need. This is the average order value. This is our conversion rate. So therefore, we know that to get X amount of leads, we need to get X amount of appointments. Sorry, we need X amount of sales to get X amount of appointments. That's a big one. Number four, conversions. As I've just said, how many leads are turning into actual sales, and what's the percentage increase and decrease over time? So if you're looking at the stats from this year as an example, where was your sales conversion gone from January of 2023 to December of 2023? Has it improved or has it dropped down? And naturally, it should have improved as you've gone through the year. Efficiency ratios, another great one. So what are your contact to sale ratios and how are they improving? So a great way to look at this would be, look at your team that are doing the outbound lead generation for you or doing lead generation, and where are those sales coming from and what are the ratios of that? So it is quite common that you'll have a team of people and businesses won't be looking at the individual group of people and how the sales break down per person. And so often I'll see that actually, person one has been delivering the lion's share of the sales and person two and three are actually really slow performers. And if that's the case, there's absolutely an issue there that needs to be addressed. Number six, lead handling. So post contact, how are the leads nurtured and how are they being managed by the sales team? This is another big one. In my time, I've had people claiming that their lead generation campaign isn't working. They're using calls, emails, and LinkedIn. They've got a great person in the business development seat that's generating those leads, but they claim that that isn't working. When actually, the real issue is the salesperson that's following those up. A real common one here is that sales teams can get so fixated on those easy inbound leads that when they get the harder outbound leads, they don't work them as hard. And I've seen it myself, to the point where I've even rolled up my sleeves once before to prove a point to a sales team, and I've taken one of the outbound leads and demoed it myself and got a sale from it to show that the quality. So that is a big one to look out for. Conversion rate analysis is number 7. So what are the conversion rates at each sales funnel stage from initial contact to closing? Number 8, this is a huge one, training and development. I can't shout this one loud enough for those of you at the back. So what training is being provided to the team that are handling your leads to convert them efficiently? And that is a big one because, a lot of CEOs, managing directors, and business owners will get these people that will oversee their lead generation function in place, but they will almost put their trust in them to make sure that they're delivering everything they need. And I'm not saying they do a bad job by any means, but we all need to be reminded of things. So having training and development for them, is huge. You need to be doing that monthly and weekly. If you're just training the team that are handling the leads once a year, you're doing it wrong. Trust me. Number 9, follow-up processes. I realise that I'm now actually in the way, so I'm going to post these after so you can see them. I'll put them in the comments. Are the follow-up processes with potential leads prompt and effective? Now, it's absolutely known for those that are in the game of lead generation that the majority of your engagement will come from the follow-up process. So if you've not got a good follow-up process in place, or your team are forgetting to follow up with leads, even the inbounds, then that can be an absolute game changer if you can get that right. And the last one is continuous improvement. How regularly is the lead generation strategy reviewed for its potential improvements? And this is where I link it to that MOT piece. Every year you take your car to the garage and you get an expert to look at it, and they say, yeah, it's running smoothly, great, no problems. Or they might say, well, actually, it could do with these things that are going to overall improve the process of the engine. It's the same with your lead generation strategy. So my biggest tip for you, if you're looking to enhance your lead generation efforts in 2024, treat your lead generation machine and engine like an MOT and get it reviewed and have a look at it. Thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed this, subscribe to my other content. I've got lots of stuff on my YouTube channel. Any questions you've got, feel free to drop them to me as well. Thanks.